Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we're always looking for cool stuff to feature to let people know what's going on around Fresno. Not just Fresno, the whole valley, Sanger, Selma, Clovis, Madera. To that end, we stumbled upon Isiah and Mariah Sisneros.
Hello.
Say it close to right?
Yeah,
brother and
correct.
sister.
Yeah.
And you guys have a podcast.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
What are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
Yes.
And the thoughts are your thoughts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you give your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On a variety of
Yeah.
subjects?
Yes, on a plethora of subjects.
Anything from entertainment to sports to news to politics. We touch it all.
Social
Can I just
issues.
drill you on a couple?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Well, we just had the big Democrat primary.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about how that turned out?
I mean, to me, it was expected. I kind of foresaw how things were going to turn out. I was on the edge of my seat. I was watching it the whole entire night, even the mayoral race.
I would say
as
this
well.
is my sport. I love watching this stuff.
That's what I told him. That's what I
It's
told him.
really exciting. It's exciting, especially because what happens now is going to shape our future and our children's future. So it's very vital, that we know what's going on.
Well, the first caucus or primary, Buttigieg won. And the second one, Bernie won. And the third one, I think Biden won, South Carolina.
Correct,
And-
which was very foreseeable.
And then people started dropping out like crazy. Oh, wait, what's going on? What's going on? What happened there?
I don't know. I think maybe it had to do with campaign finances that limited people's maybe mobility. There's a lot of different reasons. I'm
But there you have it, a sample of what goes on their show,
Yeah,
right?
yes. And then
it's
we
called
get into it more.
What are your thoughts? Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
new subject, ready? What about diets, like the keto diet or different diets?
Okay, so as far as the keto diet goes, my science teacher told me that is a horrible trend, horrible idea, because it really messes up your liver over time, especially if you keep on with the diet for an extensive amount of time. So it's something that I was kind of interested in, especially losing weight, because I had my daughter not too long ago. But now that he said that it's not a good idea, I don't know. I think it's good for if you want to lose weight fast and in an extreme way, but not
It's not
long
sustainable
term.
over long.
Not sustainable.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is how your show goes, just like this. Huh?
Yeah,
Back and forth
And who comes up
exactly.
with the topics? Do you pre-plan them? Or
It's
you,
a little bit
We
of both.
both do.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I would say we have a little bit of pre-planning, but honestly, there's times where we're recording the episode and we'll think of stuff to think about.
something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long is the episode?
We try to keep them a little bit over an hour, but I'd say the longest one we have is an hour and 30, maybe hour and 20 so far.
Yeah.
And where does somebody go to listen to this?
All streaming platforms: Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Facebook too.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter, yeah.
YouTube. So
We're distributed out of Spreaker, actually,
Okay. And you do it at home or
out of our mom's little den. Yeah.
your mom's little den? Huh?
Yeah.
And it's all
Yeah.
audio, so no video. Now you guys know what they look like. Huh?
yeah, this is us.
What are your thoughts? Podcast. So, what about, I don't know, Trump? Got any thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I mean, there's so many thoughts when it comes to him. Look, there's so many things when it comes to Trump. He is who he is. He says what he says, which is why people love him. He has no filter. Do I think he's the best person to lead our country and the rest of the world? No, but that's my thought. And, I'm not going to
That's why
bash
it's
him
called
or...
What Are Your Thoughts?
Exactly.
Everybody has
So,
their own thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
On Trump, I mean, he's kind of the same as any other political figure in the sense of at the end of the day, he's looking at this as a business. And I feel like for America to get the change that we need to have a person that looks at it as a humanitarian state and not so much as a business, and not so much as, okay, we need to get X amount of dollars for America to be viewed as successful.
Humanitarian state, I like that. What are your thoughts? Now, do you take phone calls, or is just you two contained in your...
Not yet. We don't take phone calls yet, but in the near future, that is what we would like to get going. And once we get our third microphone, we
Plan
are
to have
going to
guests.
have guests. Yeah.
You sound like us when we were growing. We started with one camera, one microphone. We
Yeah.
had the second microphone, the second camera. But it's always, you need one more thing to make it.
It's a process, and like we said, this is really out the mud. This is really from like the bottom. We're coming from the bottom, and a lot of other podcasts. I feel like if you to bring them like Joe Rogan, Joe Budden, Part of My Take. A lot of those guys are real successful and they work towards it, but they already had a core fan base that kind of kind of established them before anything really else had to be established. We're really come from the mud.
From the mud. From the mud up.
Yep.
Well, now we said you could be watched. Just go to Facebook, I guess, or Instagram, whatever. Type, what are your thoughts? And they'll find you eventually.
Yeah.
On YouTube, it's actually simple. You can just type in WAYT and you'll more than likely find a video.
WAYT, I like that.
Yes, Instagram, WAYT 3019.
Yeah, same thing
What
on
are
Twitter.
your thoughts? WAYT, get it? Get it? And is there a time it's on?
We
don't have an exact time, but the episodes are out every Monday.
So we drop them at midnight that Sunday. So Monday morning at midnight, they will be readily available.
Yeah. We try to record every Friday, keep your routine every Friday.
And it does not go out live?
No.
Okay, so Mondays you put up
pre-recorded episodes. Yeah,
new episode on Monday. So do you ever have to go back and say, "Oh no, we got to change that whole episode because Buddha just dropped out of the race or something"?
No, but there was one time where we recorded an entire episode and half the audio just did not record.
So we had to wait till the next day. But there are, like how you bring that up, how he dropped out. There are certain stories where it's like, oh my gosh, like I wish we could record that. Like Elizabeth Warren dropping out. That would have been perfect, but because we're not live, we have to wait until Friday comes around.
Or certain sports stories that sometimes you get on Monday morning, Tuesday morning. By the time we record, it's Friday, so it's kind of irrelevant by then. And
I do watch The View every day.
So do I. I try to.
You guys remind me a little bit of that.
Thank you.
Where they're saying on The View, Elizabeth Warren, she's staying till the end. And then at the bottom of the thing, it says Warren just dropped out. So it's hard to keep up. Well, anything else you want our viewers to know?
Let's see. What I want the viewers to know is that my brother and I, we are, starting from the bottom. And what you hear on the podcast are really our thoughts then and there. We don't do any rehearsing. There's no manager. It's just the two of us. But we hope that with our
our dad, I think we can consider our dad a manager.
Our dad's super supportive. But
and our mom
for the most part, it's just
family.
us. But we want people to know that we are two young individuals with different perspectives. I mean, we come from Southeast Fresno. So
we just give a fresh perspective. And also, I kind of want to just put out there that we, at the end of the day, we're doing this kind of on our own. Like she said, we're doing this on our own, so it's going to be a grind, but we're prepared for that. It's something that we're looking forward to, and we wouldn't be doing this if we really didn't want to grind.
By the way, do you guys disagree sometimes?
All the time.
Oh, yeah. You could even hear the tension between us sometimes.
Matter of fact, I was just talking about music last night, and Mariah, she was not really interested in it, but you can kind of tell in the podcast that, like, we have our little, like, discrepancies, but it's all good. We've always had that, and that's what makes it so special.
But it's your slice of humanity.
Exactly.
A slice of society that you don't agree on everything. You're not going to agree on everything.
And I think that hopefully through our podcast, that is something that we can showcase. Right now, America is so divided. If you don't have the same point of view as someone else, you don't like that person. You're not on their side. But with us, we can have those conversations where we do disagree, but at the end of the day, we still come together because we love each other. We're brother and sister, and you have to have diversity. You can't always think the same. So,
correct. And just to kind of speak on what we want to bring to this, I also we want to use this as a platform for other up-and-coming Fresno artists, collectives, just any Fresno creators, just any local creators that feel like they need a platform just like you're doing for us. We want to pay it forward to them as well.
And hopefully we can all collaborate together one day. So
well, the podcast is called What Are Your Thoughts? And Isiah and Mariah Sisneros. And just look for them on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Type WAYT.
Simple.
And you'll find them.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more right after this.
Hey everyone, good evening. Today is Friday, February 28th. I was about to say January 2020. And this is episode 9 of What Are Your Thoughts? And we're coming to you live from Fresno, California, per usual. And I am Mariah.
It's Isiah.
Yes, it is. So, okay, so this is something that's been bothering me since we recorded last weekend. And so, first I would like to say that whenever you and I talk, I tend to get sometimes carried away. I feel like I don't really make my point, and I never really finish what I had originally set out to speak about. So this goes hand in hand with last week when you and I were recording. We talked about the dwarf boy and
Correct, from Australia.
Correct, and that he was bullied. And because you and I kind of got caught up in the just whatever of it,